a scar on my soul. It's harder to fall. She got this R&B. I'm obsessed with her. Yo! Yo! Yeah. How we doing, boys? Welcome. Good evening, Mr. Mumbo. Good evening. One second, guys. I spent all my serotonin. Alright. Let's keep making picks. And if I bite my tongue, maybe I won't cry at my heart without a bad lie. You guys get anything crazy in your 92 plus team of the season packs? Picks? We've done a lot of them. Holland, I think, is my best one so far. Whoa! Whoa, 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 whoa. No, we're not doing that. Alright, 28. Dude, you should see how many crafting upgrades we still have. It's insane. Ton heaps. Nice. Alright, we'll go up to 84s. We should start having a bunch of 87s and 88s today, too. We are going to make... I want to clear my club. We were in the process of collecting the Team of Seasons. I think I want to do one last hurrah today. And get rid of all my kind of crap promo cards. Put them into 89 exchanges. We'll see how that goes. All right, let's start with this group of 31. We'll go from there. $87 already. W. We packed some good shapeshifters and PTGs. Dude, I've got a ton of PTGs. Honestly, way more than I thought I would. Dude, player picks are crazy right now. Not even just right now. These have been crazy. Sabio, Coleman, Watkins, Sesko, Christina, and Guerrero. Solid. Another 85. We'll take that. I was going to say, if we could get one promo card, I'm happy. But we just got one. W. And it's a dupe. So we can check that in the club. Or the dupe storage. Bless you, thank you. Another 88. Let's go. Another 89. Cold, baby. Another 85. Don't forget to update the counter. Thank you. Alright, we should be good now. Trying to think if I got any crazy pulls so far this team. I don't think I have. What's like the craziest thing you could get, I guess? We did get Rolfo. I'd consider Rolfo insane, but the price isn't crazy. Number of the counters on the middle. Every time we change the number, it's going to change the size, sadly. So that's as close to the middle as it's going to look right now. Was watching Madrid play. Did they end up winning 1-0? I'm assuming. One 0. Nice, dude. We need Job to win with Dortmund now. We need to see the Bellingham Bros play. That would be footballing heritage. Football heritage. Holland Madrid? Ah, man. Job is going to show him the real big bro. Rian's decent, I guess, so we have a dupe of her. Dortmund, easy W. For sure. Easiest W ever. Alright, we could probably finish the second 88 team as well. I love we have all these dupe 88s that aren't even in here yet. Lovely. Bro, don't submit live cards now? My brother in Christ, what am I going to do with a duplicate storage live card? Team you support? Sunderland. Is there another option? Wait on her to become a 97 and 98 in 1 or 2 weeks just for me to put her in an exchange again? I'm not using her as rating fodder. So there'd be really no reason to hold her. The one in my club, I'll for sure be holding because I'm holding every single one of those. No, not an exchange, obviously. There's nothing I would put her in. Zero things I would put her in. Where it would affect it in any meaningful way. Alright, let's start submitting. Start emptying our club a little bit. We're gonna have some fun now. Let's do special. $91 to $95. There we go. Especially if they bring back exchanges like last year, one card for many, not like now. EA sucks. Brother, I extremely disagree. I think the exchanges this year are infinitely better than they were last year. For the simple fact that even though you're putting in 4 cards, the quality of pack is infinitely better. You don't necessarily have to open an exchange and then put it into something to try to get something decent. You can actually get really good pulls from the exchange itself more consistently. And they replenish themselves pretty well. Done 40 run-throughs of League SBCs. How much do you predict I make back? Depends on how much you spend. If you only spent on the Eredivisie 1 team and the Lib Sud Golds for like 2.5, you did 40 runs, you probably made a few 100,000 coins would be my guess. Maybe 200, 300k? I don't know. Lots of factors. Alright, Frimpong is going to go in too. Before last, Moth will probably have unlimited 85 by 2 weeks. The 85 Tennyson. Buddy, when Ronaldo footies, 99 transfer drops on week 1, remember my words? If they do drop a footies of them, a single card for me is not going to matter to get them. I'll have enough fodder. Plus, too, we're emptying our club for that specific reason. I mean, we could probably empty this, too. I have no use for Jorginho. We should honestly clear all special cards that aren't Sunderland, past and present. Is there any point found in dailies anymore? Basically, the easiest pack you'll ever make if you need help building up. But besides that, not necessarily needed. Yeah, Al Hilal one. That was crazy. Can I just build up to like 1k crafted instead? These 83 plus picks are terrible, honestly. They're insane for me. You can very easily build up to 1,000. I'm going to have probably over 2,500 here in the next 2 days, hopefully. Look at my 8120s. That number's going to get super high. Alright, let's do... What do you guys think? As many of the 89 exchanges as we can right now. And then we spam packs. I want to mainly stick to things that aren't the... that aren't the promo cards, the shapeshifters. So mainly we're using the Team of the Seasons, and then old promo cards that never get used. Reed, would you rather 625, 85 exchanges or 2,500 crafting? Depends what my goal is and what I'm using. If I'm using Pale Tools, I would need, for the crafting upgrades, I'd need Pale Tools. If it's both on console, I'm taking the 85 exchange for sure. Mumshy, still do exchange with 87s and 88s or Team Season picks? Whatever you want. If you want liquid coins and even more fodder to build up 89s and a chance at something crazy, start including those in. You don't have to go insane on them either. You don't have to completely give them up. You could do like maybe up to 5 a day. Then you go back to normal. It's the same amount of players. The thing is, the crafting upgrades will pack you so many promo cards in the meantime and build you up every other exchange and craft themselves quite a bit. By doing the crafting upgrades, you're going to get a ton of the 85s. And by a ton of the 85s, you're going to do a ton of the crafting upgrades. So it's like, either one you choose is going to be super useful. Now, is this a smart idea for me to be emptying my club like this before footies? Could we potentially get something even more crazier that we could put these in? Probably. But I think this will be fun just to kind of, not start over, but start cutting down on all the specials in our club outside of our teams, I guess. I'm accidentally going to put Job in. I know it. Keep high-rated players, trust me. But if I get rid of them, I can then grind back up to the high-rated players and show you guys it's possible. Also, too, while EA loads this, let me show you guys some happenings. Probably not a reliable source, but Sunderland is aimed for Guendouzi. If they could get a loan with the obligation to buy if they stay up for 45 mil, that could be crazy. Questwell, there's a chance. Georges is the top of Sunderland's radar. If they could get him from Lyon, that would be a crazy pull. Going to be probably at least 4 signings this week for Sunderland. Made official this week. Hamid's official. Balka's probably off to Saudi on 200K a week. Albine, I mean, there's a chance for him. Might have to up the money, Sunderland Sons. But dude, the team is coming together, boys. Sunderland is pulling off some crazy deals. 185 exchange would always be better than 5 separate craftings. Yes and no. In theory, it would be better because you have more cards in it, so you have, what, more of a chance of getting something. And 77 plus isn't that far off from 75 plus. But both of them are good for different reasons. I do a mix of 92 team season exchanges because I'll pack a lot of exchange cards for the 8320 anyways. Yeah, you guys can do what you want. I'm not telling you guys to submit all your special cards. These are just rotting in my club. And honestly kind of get in the way, so I want to see what getting rid of them would look like. Not that way. Nope. So now we can do up to 92. And that will get Job out of the way. Yes, there we go. Yeah, my logic with the Team of the Season ones is you're going to get so many 87s and 88s anyways. Dude, if Sunderland could get Krupi as well, this is another guy I'd be after. Lorient connection as well. If you get even the worst pulls for the Team of the Season, that mixed in with the 89, 90, 91 golds that you're getting consistently, and the duplicate promo cards, you're going to be able to craft the 89 exchanges even faster. Do I do the Team of the Week pack anymore? Not as much, no. Hakeem, what's up, buddy? Collect cards and never use non-dupes. I probably have half the players of each promo. Yep, same. So now what I'm going to do is start putting in all the past promos. And then once we get re-release, start card collecting fresh. Because for me, it's going to be hard to do the card collecting for footies when we have most of the promo cards ready. Want to pack Eusebio? What's better, PPs or crafting? I would say not one or the other. I'd do both. How did Guzan get a promo card? Or team of season? But not all cards will be re-released, and that's why I don't follow you. I'm not saying that every card will be re-released. That wasn't the point of the statement. The point of the statement is there's going to be a ton of cards in the re-release that we already have in our club because we basically packed most of the promos, especially the 90-plus ones. Albeit, there's going to be a ton of re-release that are like 86, 87, 88 that we won't have any of. But in general, I don't want a single one of those in our club. I want to start as fresh as possible. That way I can try to card collect every single one and not have to guess who we already had versus who we just packed. It'd be basically like starting a new account almost. Does that make sense? Dude, I wish I could trade you guys every single one of these players. They're never going to get a game for me. The rat players get less games than my Sunderland players. Like, I'm not even joking. El Orion, I kind of want to send him in. All right, we'll make a few more. We won't go super, super high. Some people here ain't installed the Basic Sense DLC. I mean, it's not because they don't have Basic Sense. I think a lot of people just don't understand that my channel and my club is basically a content creator account in the terms of pack openings and menu grinds. And they don't realize that I never use the majority of the players we pack. So when it comes to saving high-rated fodder, they see me as wasting these. Anything over 89 is something I could put in a player SBC down the line that comes out. That could be an insane player SBC that I could do essentially right away. What they're failing to understand is I'd never do that player SBC. And that's the difference between like how our accounts are run. For the general public, yeah, it would make sense to save a lot of this high-end fodder. Because when a player SBC comes out that you want to do, you can get it done right away. But my goal is to not get things done right away. My goal is to show you how you can get things done as quickly as possible by building up fodder with an unlimited menu grind. Alright, that's good for now. Yep, to each their own. You don't have to agree with me. You don't have to do the same thing, but I'm explaining why I'm doing the thing I'm doing. And it makes perfect sense in my position. Alright, we got 26 of these 50 player packs. We probably could make 50 plus of these. We're going to spam a bunch of 8120s as well, but we're going to start with these. We're going to make a crap ton of player picks. We'll do crafting upgrades off stream like normal. Look at all those 88s. Oh no, we got this glitch again. Make streams more fun with all these packs? True. And like you guys said, we'll most likely in 2 weeks have like an 85-10 unlimited. And even if we don't, 2 weeks we get footies, right? Guess what footies is going to bring? Bunch of re-release promo cards where any of these exchange packs, it's almost a guarantee that you'll basically pack enough exchanges to do another exchange. Now, when I say that, I'm not saying you're going to do an 89 exchange and in a single 89 exchange pack, you're going to get 4 89s. But what I am saying is most likely your chance of getting a 85 plus an 86, an 87, 88, 89, 90 plus, anything like that in one of those is very high. DFB, I'm doing good, buddy. How are you? We are spamming packs, spamming picks. Both team of the season, 92 plus and the 83 plus. Making a crap ton of crafting upgrades too. But yeah, if you guys don't know what I've kind of transitioned to right now, I'm opening in bulk crafting upgrades off stream and crafting them in bulk. So if you don't see me messing around with crafting upgrades much on stream, it's not because I've given up on them. It's the player picks are way more appealing for content. And then we go back to that off stream. The goal is to do 250 player picks a day, then 250 crafting. That's a good goal. Good, thanks. How's your match? Did your predictions come true? How many progressive passes? Progressive passes I hit. I did not score. I almost did. I made a run up from center back. Had a right-footed shot that the goalie blocked. Parried away. Almost had an assist, but no one was back post. That sucked. Tackles, probably close to 15. Not over 15 and a half, though. I would say probably closer to 10. We got absolutely demolished. We played a full football squad. So we played a team of college kids. So we got decimated. My cleat. Do I have it with me? Let me show you my cleat. What happened with my cleat. Here, I'll open a 50-pack. Look what happened to my cleat mid-game. W. Hoffman. So, this was the cleat I was using. And this is what happened. I only see one boot? Yeah, it's only one. But completely fell apart. All the layers of it just completely broke apart mid-game. Oh, as in not a cleat. Gotcha. You're right. Mumbo cannot do it on a rainy night in Stoke. Apparently not. Alright, let's do storage first. We'll do these. We'll do it one by one. Start chucking stuff in the club. And they're 86. Cold! I know you're colorblind. Quick tip for you, Mumbo. When you don't know what you pack, kind of hero or normal shapeshifter, and it's a double walkout, look at the banner behind the player. It'll say the type. Thank you. Bad when one of your boots starts talking to the other. Alright, that was good. Pickford. EA, if you're watching, I'm telling you, next year, you gotta have make these in bulk. Like, give the option to, literally, if you have X amount of golds, have a scale where it's like, hey, you have enough golds to make 15 of these. Would you like to submit all these cards and make 15? Yes. Loads for a second. Doop, doop. 15 player picks. Alright, we should have enough to do another 92 plus team of season player pick as well. Good value icon pick would be so fun. I think if we get a good value icon pick, it'd have to be... I would love a very low-rated one. Something like this team this season where it's 2 teams. Something very easy to submit. And get done consistently. Tradable packs. That way, even if you're getting bad pulls, you're getting cards you can put right back in. Or 89 exchange cards. Oh, imagine if we got the Encore pick thing back. For footies, that'd be sick. Should I put 84s into PP or no? Doing 83 max right now. Your thoughts? My logic is this, whether it's a correct way to think about it or not. It works better when there's a 82 plus player pick where it's 5 players instead of one that has 7. But in an 83 plus 1 of 3, right? You're putting in 7 cards, and most likely you're getting a card that's 84 rated or higher, right? Theoretically, you're not going to get all 83s. Some you do, but you'll get usually at least an 84 quite a bit of the time. But a lot of the times you get a walkout. The same way where you do a Team of the Week, you'll sometimes get an 84, but you mainly get 85 pluses. So my logic is, do you want to submit 11 cards, regardless of the rating, right? 11 cards, let's say they're all 83s and 84s, to get basically the same rating range as a pick, but for more cards, and remove your chance at any promo card? Or do you want to potentially gamble on maybe a little bit less rating on average, but you always have a chance at the promos? That's the point we're getting to right now, where I'll take a little less, quote-unquote, guaranteed rating for a chance at the bigger promo cards. This is the Team of the Week pick from last year. It was such good coin farming. I don't think it'll come back since the upgrade is available for months. Yeah, no. This Team of the Season one, though, is basically the same thing as the Team of the Season. Just a little bit... Or, this Team of the Season one's basically the same thing as the Team of the Week pack in terms of making liquid coins. It's just a little bit higher end. And by higher end, I mean you have to spam exchanges to make it, but it's well worth it. And you get a chance at something crazy, too, so. What's your goal for FC26? I remember FC25 goal was a bunch of coins for Team of the Year. 10 million to 25 million coins by Team of the Year. Some sort of sustainable menu grind is my main goal. If we get League SBCs, I'll grind League SBCs like we always do, but more than anything, I want to focus on coins before Team of the Year. Back-to-back streams. The GOAT is back. Right as I make that comment about the Team of the Week pack, I don't think we've got a single thing over 84. 10 to 25? I mean, we get every single year 10 million before Team of the Year. So, why not push for more? Most of the time, we have the ability to get 25 mil. We just don't want to go unassigned because of League SBCs. So, if anything, League SBCs kind of holds us back to a certain extent on our coin-making potential. It's a good idea to buy 85s to build. I would do 86s instead. We've been winning 86s for 750 and making a crap ton. You're going to be spending 700 minimum on a 85. Yo, thank you for the sub, buddy. How you doing today, man? Welcome to the stream. Welcome. Boys, we are officially under 200 subs away from 15K. That is wild. I think there's a chance we could hit it potentially during footies. If we go crazy for footies, balls to the wall, make some good grind videos, and go crazy as like a catalog collection streams, kind of like we did last year, I think it could be a really fun summer. Not gonna lie, every time I see the challenges, I don't want to do them. I haven't done marquee matchups in 8 months, probably. Another one. We'll take stage. Should make them untradeable so they actually give you something. I mean, even if they made it untradeable packs, they wouldn't give you anything. They'd be bad packs. Sabitzer. Any of you guys staying up for the Dortmund game tonight in 3.5 hours? His name is pronounced Stay, my Danish colleague told me. Does your does your Danish colleague play Ultimate Team? That's sick. Or does he watch football? Of course, Mexico's playing. Yes, sir. Is the Mexico game at 8 too? Dude, we got good football for the next 2 days. U.S. plays tomorrow. Mexico plays tonight. They play at not. Oh, wait, no, they play tomorrow. Why did I think they played tonight? Mexico has the late game after the United States. The United States plays at like 5 tomorrow. 6 tomorrow. Predict how many walkouts and specials I get from 50 player picks. Can I do exchange cards instead of walkouts and specials? I think out of 50 player picks, you'll get 20 exchange cards and 1 promo. Is my guess. Those football too, so we were always talking about European football. Nice. Nobody watched Bundesliga, and we were chatting about him because I wanted Everton to sign him in January. You see Everton signing a striker from La Liga? And he, like, made it official before the clubs did. He liked the post on, like, Instagram or something. Barry, yes. Alright, let's keep opening the 89 exchanges, boys. Romano tweeted, so it won't happen now. Alright, so I'm running a little experiment. I put about 200K into 86 exchanges to help me recycle even more. To make the team of season player picks even faster. I want to see if I can get my coins back on them. The issue is the amount of recycling that we're going to have to do. I have no doubt in my mind we'll be able to do a ton of those But I feel like it's just going to take so long. We're not going to get to the end by, what, Friday? Who is Sunderland's new record signing? Dude, you got to watch highlights of him. Dude's a baller. If I say anything about him, you're going to be like, oh, you're saying that because he plays for Sunderland. No, go watch yourself. Baller, man. Another 89. Cold. Did he sign wanting championship football because he's got to wait till next year? True. Oh, sorry. I read that wrong. I thought you meant Champions League football and he's got to wait till next year. Yeah, no, he will be playing Champions League football with Sunderland next year. You're right. It can't happen this season, though, sadly. Dude, I love Dexter, man. Dexter's one of my favorite TV shows of all time. Did we not put Reeton in? Queen, by the way. Did Sunderland make it to the Prem? Yes, they won the Champions League playoff final with a last-minute goal. Technically not last minute, actually, but end of the game. A fourth season finna drop in December? For Dexter? What do you mean a fourth season finna drop? Like the streaming service is gonna drop the fourth season? Lack of threat signed to a newly promoted Saudi League team. Yeah, that's the same team that stole Sunderland's keeper. Bulk is going to them too. Oh, you're talking about Resurrection? Wait. I'm so confused. Resurrection doesn't have 3 seasons. Are you saying a 4th show is going to drop? Because you got Dexter. Dexter New Blood. Dexter Origins. And Dexter Resurrection. You're saying the 4th Dexter type show. If that's what you mean, yes. Wait, is it actually in 10 days? I completely forgot it was coming out soon. That's a pleasant surprise, man. Lovely. I need one more. And the 5th one's Dexter's Laboratory. 4th one. His list includes Diaz, Porto, Kenny Tete, Fulham, Leon, Roll, Freiburg, Kudos, Ajax, just name a few. He tweeted, "Here we go." That never happened. We just confirmed the signing of our new backup keeper that can also play the assistant manager role, Keppa. That video was kind of wild, not going to lie. The way they announced him made it seem like he wasn't a backup keeper. This is just Everton 2. The Fabrizio curse. Is Newcastle actually going to get a siding? Everyone's either turned them down or said disgusting. I'm not going there. Victor Valdes. Neymar's clearly leaving on a free for Newcastle. Left Valencia on match of the day. Neymar to Newcastle would be the most random transfer. That'd be a career mode. Dude, I saw Sunderland potentially linked with Calvert Lewin for a brief period of time. Stay far away. Do not want it. I like our League One links. Raid the French market. He's tragically awful. The thing I don't like, I don't know if anyone else feels this way when you watch Prem football. Everyone talks about Prem proven players, like wanting or needing to sign them. I don't think that's a necessity. But when I say I don't think it's a necessity, I don't mean you buy the best quality championship player for like 5 to 10 mil and hope they can play in the Prem. I think you find someone who can play Champions League or Europa in one of the other top 5 leagues where they play against Prem teams, they play against other top division teams. I think that's good experience. And they'll do well in the Prem. I don't get why you have to buy someone from the Prem because they're Prem proven and pay even more money than you have to on top of that, especially if they're English. Give me a 20-year-old from League One who's French. You'll either make money on him or have a baller of a player that won't leave. Got 22 exchange cards and 1 promo. So I was close. I got the 1 promo, but I said you'd get 20, right? Wait until you see Prem refs. They're tragic. Prem proven means proven. They're average at best. Otherwise, they'd be in a top. True, yes. But on top of that, you're usually a Prem proven player that's not on a top 6 team consistently playing will most likely mean it's an aging player that will only go down in value. So you're paying at a higher rate than needed, and the resell is not there. I don't get the appeal to that. Can you predict the future? And if so, is Isak joining Liverpool? I cannot predict the future. But Isak will leave Newcastle. Bet on it right now. Think if it's installing a rematch, you get it for free if you're on Xbox, right? I don't want to pay for it on PlayStation. If it becomes free, I'll play it. Paris, again. The Prem ones that make sense to me are the youngsters who caught fire their first season or two, fell off of form, whether due to injury or just not a good run of games, fell out of the side and want playtime. Those ones make a lot more sense. Like 40 goals in 9 years is a starting striker. Mental. Yeah, Sunderland's linked with McAtee. I wouldn't mind that one. City's smart with theirs too. City will make it where they'll have buybacks at a certain price point. So even if they do go on to succeed and they become a crazy good player, they still have the bargain of what they can get them for eventually. So it's not the worst case in the world for City to sell off talent if it doesn't make their starting lineup or bench consistently, because they know they'll get something for it eventually. Yeah, Everton's in them for him too. You didn't update your counter when you got Hoffman? There we go. Where do you think Isak can go? If he stays in the Prem, I really think he can only go to Liverpool. So the question becomes, if Liverpool's no longer an option or he has competition, the only competition I'd really see is potential wages from Saudi. Like if Saudi wanted to make a big move and he could go over there for a season. Like, although I don't like the idea of people going to the Saudi league for a bag in the middle or the start of their career, I do think there's a strategic way to do it where you can get generational wealth. Basically treat it like a season on loan, and then you go back to a European squad. But in general, I'm not a fan of it for many different reasons. One, how a lot of Prem teams just benefit from selling a player at inflated prices and get them off their books. But then the competition aspect too, which the interesting thing is though, Club World Cup. Hilal beating City. What does that mean? Wasn't like City played a weak side. Look, there's no big European team to buy Isak. Madrid don't need him, and Barca don't have the money. Hopefully it's only Liverpool. Yeah. Whether it's this season or next, I think he makes the move. Mumbo, will you be participating in No Poop July? I already failed that, brother. Several times today. So I will not be partaking. Matty boy, how's it going, brother? And Madrid wouldn't buy him. Madrid would tell him to run out his contract and then get him on high wages. Which, there would be no better thing that... Sign a 1-year extension on crazy wages at Newcastle. So they have to register him as that valuable of a player just to then have him leave on a free and they get nothing for him. And they finish outside of Champions League football places. So is the unlimited grind change? No, the start of it is still the same to get unlimited. Then everyone does their own thing after that. For me, it's player picks and exchanges on stream into the Team of Season player picks. Off stream, I'm spamming infinite crafting upgrades and exchanges. So technically, yes and no, depending on how you're looking at it. No more craft upgrades? If I took everything out of my club right now, I'd be up to almost 1,500 crafting upgrades. And I will most likely, if I continue at the same rate, be at over 2,500 crafting upgrades by next week. I don't know if I'll be able to get to them by Friday, because tomorrow is going to be the last stream until... Oh, did the wrong thing there. Tomorrow's going to be the last stream until Monday. I'll be gone on a camping trip again. This is going to be an outrageous amount of cards, man. I'm good. How are you? I am doing fantastic. We got bent over last night at my football match, but it was fun still. Pause. Being bent over was not fun. Playing football is fun. Next Friday's footies? By next Friday, you're saying this Friday is Team 4, and then the week after that is footies? Yes, I believe so. Which is honestly perfect, because I'm going to be gone this weekend anyway, so. One last hurrah, and then the footies grind. Did they make it official? Did they put it on... Did Sunderland post it? I know it's already Fabrizio confirmed and everything, but... But do you still stick your promise? If you don't make 10K ratings, you'll do a 12-hour stream. We made a deal with you guys that we would drop that challenge in order to make the more streamer-friendly items, such as player picks. And then in doing so, we inadvertently had, I think, 3 8+ hour live streams in the past 2 weeks. So, in general... That being said, I still think we'll hit 10,000 crafting upgrades, even though we don't need to anymore. But, that being said, we'll probably end up doing 8 to 12 hour streams anyways for some of those days for footies. But what do you think about the USA and Iran going to war? They are not going to war. We haven't put 86s in, have we? Oh, we're going to have a ton of 86s, I bet. Helping and war are two different things, though. You said war. They're not going to war. Must have not been that stream? Yeah. Because essentially what ended up happening and why we made that decision is I like opening things on console. And for the crafting upgrades, the best way to do it is spam them in bulk on Pale Tools and then recycle in bulk. And that's aesthetically just not a fun thing to do versus player picks on a stream. Yeah, Matty boy, you were talking about stuff that happened a bit ago, bud. Can we farm coins anyway? The unlimited pack method into either League SBCs or into the 92 plus team of the season will both get you tradable packs. Look at all these 86s, man. Jeez. Know why they attacked Iran? Israel attacked Iran first. I mean, I feel like both of them have attacked each other for so long. And each one thinks they've attacked each other first. Every time. That everything's a retaliation. Alright, we're up to 152 of those, man. We're nowhere near out of our 50-player packs either. When we were in footies, should we stack as many coins as possible from tradable packs when the promos and FC26 are dead? We can go back to FC25, open 7.5 key packs for the fun of it. I mean, you could. I don't see why you'd want to do that, but sure. W. Sunderland looks like they're having 2 more sign-ins behind the scenes, potentially being announced this week, that haven't been directly linked to Sunderland in articles yet. Let's enjoy the best grinding master and leave that topic to another day? What, you're telling me you guys aren't here to talk about foreign policy? And conflict between countries? You're telling me you're here to watch me do League SBCs and flip coins? And open packs? What? No way. Unbelievable. Alright. Get rid of noob storage again. Oh, what is that Newcastle kit? That's disgusting. I'm obviously completely biased when it comes to Newcastle. But what is this? Tenali, I love you, brother. Why'd you go to Newcastle? You were going to be an AC Milan legend. What is that kit? It's got to be fake. That's horrendous. Glad I'm not the only one. 92 plus team of the season is untradeable. Incorrect. The packs are tradable. It's a 2-pack section for 587s and 588s. Gets you 2 tradable packs. So putting your exchanges into that gets you liquid coins and a chance at a promo card. What was the other pack? You said League SBCs, so the Premium Mix League Upgrade. We have streams where we've done 100 League SBC runs. Open those up to show you the rewards. We have our How to Make Unlimited League SBCs videos. We have all our menu grind videos on how you can include a League SBCs into it. And just baseline right now, spam exchanges. Get 1 or 2 of the gold libs, pay for 1. You're spending very little on the actual League SBCs, and you're printing so many coins. It's not even funny. I don't mind Newcastle, but that kit's diabolical. It was crazy. I can't wait to see the Sunderland ones, man. Fanta special. But you are technically correct saying the team of the season itself is untradeable. Yes. But I'm referring to the tradable packs you get. Which if we want to make another one right now, I think we're... We ready for another one? Make a few right now. You know what you could do? I wouldn't recommend it. But if you really wanted to, you could stop 89 exchanges and put any 88 and above into the 88 section. And then spam 85 and 86 exchanges along with like player picks, crafting upgrades, things like that to get 87s. And just do that over and over too. Like I said, I wouldn't recommend it, but if you're trying to turn untradables into easy coins. I would just do League SBCs in my opinion if you're looking for easy coins. All right, Ruben. Go. Another one there. I've only qualified champs once from a free win. In qualifiers, I went 0-15, not 15 wins, 15 losses. Should I stick with the mini grind? I mean, if you like gameplay and you want to get better, just slowly progress over time. Use the rest of the time in game. So, like, we're going to have footies soon. Everyone's going to be making unlimited packs soon. To an even higher extent, the quality is going to be even better. So most people will pack every card in the game. Use that time to make a really good squad and slowly try to improve with certain mechanics of the game. That way you're not walking into FC26 not getting 0 wins in a weekend league. Work to get 1, then work to get 2. Slowly work your way up. Play Div Rivals. Watch some meta tip videos. Started the day with 1 mil, now you're at 2 mil. W. My goal for this FC is to pack Mbappe. That's a good goal to have. You want my team of the year, Mbappe? We don't use him anymore. If I wanted to, I could make 500K in a day just flipping 86s. It'd be the most boring time in the world. Can you show me which League SBC pack you're talking about? I will. There's a video in the description linking you to the guide on it if you're looking to understand the basics of League SBC, but it's this, the Premium Mixed League upgrade. The Prem La Liga, Bundesliga Serie A, Ligue 1 Eredivisie, Lib Sud, the 2 untradeable packs, plus the Prime Gold at the end untradeable, and then the Jumbo Gold pack, which usually nets you 5K minimum quick sell value. Then the Prime Election pack for the Lib Sud. We have a guide on how to do all this extremely cheap and even make coins while you're doing it. We also have streams where we've done it in bulk, up to 100 League SBC runs in a single day. Making, I think we ended up getting 500K off of it. So extremely useful. How to flip 86s? Remind me, please. Find the price of 86s, pick them up for less, sell them for more. So if they're 1K, I'm picking them up for 700, 750, 800. I'm selling them for 1.1 to 1.2, 1.3. Works really well when there's promo packs that either have just come out or it's not new content yet. Slows down a little bit after new content, but bid. I mean, you could technically snipe if you wanted to sit on a single card and snipe anything under a certain value. You could do that too. Like if I wanted to, I could go in and let's use Trent as an example. So he's 1K pretty quickly. I could sit here and try to win every single snipe 850 and under and sell him for like 1200. But the issue with this is it's not a very good way to do it in bulk. It's not a good use of your time versus the transfer. Put on a filter where you have like a minimum 700, max 750, 800 if you want. I usually do a minimum buy now of like 1300 so I get some of the low end stuff out. You'll see 87s pop up, 85s, 86s, 88s, 89s. Did I say 89s? Look at that. No bid on the 86 yet for 700 coins. Some pages are going to be way more stuff. Some pages are going to be way less stuff. Mess around with the filter. But you'll have a ton of things pop up. We've won 89s for very little coins as well. Lots of coins to be made in that. HD Gamer made a video about flipping exchange cards, and now it's very highly contested, or at least it was the other day. Today, my win rate was about 50%, so I disagree. Unless 50% is a low win rate to some people. Oh, here we go. Come on. Messi and a live card. Who's that? $300K, need to get $200K more for a season pass. Yep, I'd either do League SBCs for profit or just flip 86s. It's a floater. I'm not even attempting to finish the season pass. I paid for it with coins. I'm nowhere near the end. Riley, what specifically was Matt HD Gamer's video about with the flipping the exchange cards, though? Can't believe you ignored my pun. I missed the comment, I think. 80 nons would make you serious dough? Okay, that is funny. You get these BS cards. Only good card I have is in Season Pass, Kaká and Rafael. Really? You got 0 good cards outside of that? Smithy, bud. Just flipping the exchange cards. Yes, but what was he flipping is my question. Was he flipping 86s? Was he flipping everything? Was he telling people specific filters for 85s to 89s? Like, what specifically was the video referencing? Ooh! Another one. Harder. He's nothing. Someone buy the Dream Chasers Mbappe for 1.715 mil? Yeah, dude. The people asking how to make coins because they have under 10K. We can get people like Footmaster to buy them for you. Maybe decent ones with no high rate Ws. You know who remembers the polls at the start of each stream? Oh gosh, how long ago was that? Seems like ages, man. Well, I know the crazy thing about how we're doing this menu grind right now with the exchange packs into the team of the season, into more exchanges, into the player picks. If you notice, I'm mainly just pulling from storage. So in the process of making these, we're also filling our club with as many golds as possible to the point where we could probably make another 150 player picks just off of what we have in our club eventually. Bring it back someday. What would we even do? Who's the better team, Newcastle or Sunderland, and then have it be a 100% Sunderland poll? Love that Kaka from the past, but I really find that Liao fraudulent as hell. Like this previous versions too. Weird. Footmaster is the GOAT, the master of foot, and the best trader alive. Nightbot knows ball, man. Dude, I could imagine not having air condition. Did they eat to 1 of 4 almost 200 times and you start getting a life? The funny thing is, 200's not even that crazy, bud. It's a lot, don't get me wrong, but the degenerates put in crazy numbers. Like, if for footies, or not even for footies. Oh, you know what? Wait, if we get the 82 plus 1 of 4 next week, and that goes into the start of footies, should I make 150 player picks at the end of footy, or at the end of Shapeshifters to open first day footies? Thoughts? The 2 plus 1,512 times. I work full time too. Dude, I don't even want to look at my crafting upgrade number. The amount of player picks I'm making in this is going to be wild too, but I'm definitely doing like half and half. Alright, we're up to 9 of these we've done today so far. Nice. Once we get to 10, we'll open them to see kind of a rough estimate of the quick sell value of the coins we're getting from each pack. Can I have a feeling with footies and re-release, they are not re-releasing exchanges again, or make them hard, like 5 or 6 cards per exchange for slightly modified backs? I mean, they could. That's always a possibility. My assumption is they're going to at least rename them to be footies related. As like the bare minimum of what they expect. They could tweak them to be better. They could tweak them to be worse. They could really do whatever they want with it. Alright, I think we have the 87s and 88s. Boom, 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 boom. You do another 89 exchange with all those dupes. Brilliant. Pack weight really can't get much lower. True. Alright, we'll chuck those in as well. Look away. I didn't do that. You invest anything or gold would pay off? You went up 14K and I have 100 of them. W. Alright. Let's open the 10 tradable packs from these. See what we can get. The goal with this isn't to try to get some insane pull. I'm just trying to see the quick sell value. To see, in general, every single time we go through how many coins we can expect. That way, when we're spamming, if we wanted to buy out exchanges in bulk, especially the 86 exchange, we could get a rough estimate of how many I'd have to do for it to pay for itself, essentially. Alright. Small Electrum. The jackpot's going to be the silver rare Libin suds too, by the way. But just quick selling everything. 1.285. I'm probably wanting to keep the silver, so we'll get a little less. This one will get some gold rares. Yeah, not crazy coins. We'll probably end up making 50 to 100K a day on this, on average. Which isn't bad for just strictly opening packs as a way of making coins. But if you're wanting to, with less packs open and recycled, make more coins, League SBC is infinitely better for that. Yo, thank you for the sub, whoever just subscribed. Appreciate you. More lib cards. Wonderful. Why can't I join online? I just bought on Steam Standard Edition for $14. I can't play online. Is it a problem with my FC25 or is it in general a problem with the servers? I'm not sure how different PC is than console for servers. Probably is a PC issue. You're going to make a hole at Thundershook a center back and then give him an intercept block plus also with his arrow plus thought. I literally have no idea what half of what you just said means in terms of what's meta in game. So what can I do to solve the problem? I don't have experience on PC. You could look up on Twitter or YouTube to see if there's people having similar issues with PC for them. I'm assuming it might be a Steam thing. I don't know. Do people buy FC on Steam? I thought people bought it away from Steam. Maybe that's why it's discounted? I don't know. Carlos is on PC, right? Or are you on Xbox, Carlos? You know, it'd also be an interesting experiment doing 1089 exchanges, and look how many exchanges with those you could recraft, including picks. It's quite a bit. I mean, we're kind of technically doing that already with opening the 89 plus exchange, making picks, making the icons, or the team of seasons. You're on Xbox. Why? Well, I bought it because it's 80% off, and I'm planning to buy a console tomorrow. All I know is for any sort of PC-related FIFA, it's always been crap. The market's the worst thing in the world. So, like, doing a menu grind is extremely difficult. And then hackers are on the game constantly that you play against. So, that's probably why it's heavily discounted. Well, if you bought it on Steam and you have less than, what, an hour or two, you can return it, right? Gameplay is by far better. It probably runs better if you have a decent PC versus how it runs on console in general. But that's the only thing. You're going to play against hackers too a lot. So even though the game might feel better, your opponent's going to make it feel worse. Peace out. Have a nice stream. Good luck. Thanks, buddy. Hopefully get that situation figured out. I would return it. I'd return it and play on console, would be my opinion. Which sucks too, because PC's menus look insanely fast. I've heard Xbox has pretty good menus too, and it's mainly just a PlayStation thing. That's an issue. Nick plays both on PC and console. He hates playing on console. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of gameplay. Take those. Alright, we still have 7 of the 50 player packs. We've crafted out 11 of the 85 exchanges. We have a crap ton of the 86 exchanges still to make. This is wild, man. Wants a bunch of 86 rated trends for 800 coins. Feeling a little generous. Ooh. You guys hear that? It's probably going to be some sniping bot that beats everyone to it. Dun, 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 dun. Another 89. Let's go. We're cooking, boys. I was like weirdly glitched. Another 89. Brilliant. You see that both Inter Milan and City lost yesterday? Yeah, the City one was crazy. The Inter one I could have told you from a mile away. A 90. Let's go, dude. These are giving out so many 89 pluses. Yeah, Thiago Silva was always... His AC Milan blood still runs deep in him. Beating Inter is second nature to him. Dude, what is in these? Wait, was that back to back to back all 89 pluses? Or did I get a 83 and 84 in between? Yeah, back to reality. I love picks. I love making them in bulk and doing a huge opening, but there's something so calming about, like, opening a pack, making a few picks. Opening a few packs, making a few picks. It just hits that part of your brain where it's like you're doing something, you're working towards something, and you're constantly doing it. Non-stop dopamine. Like I said, we're only using the dupe storage right now. So anything that's not a dupe, we're essentially allowing us more player picks in bulk with what's in our club. Another 89 plus. Cooking is an understatement. '88. When you're on the web app doing picks with Pale Tools, just hits different? Oh, for sure. Breaks me down. Two, three. Oh, we can make a whole nother one. Literally on fire, boys. Back up to 9. Another promo card. Captain America. Let's go. Got 40 plus special cards in storage. What do you think I should do? If they're in dupe storage, my thing is always clear your dupe storage into anything you can to get it low again. It's low in stuff like player picks or crafting upgrades. It's 89 pluses in exchanges. Anything that's in exchange range, put into exchanges. But if you want to start crafting like a player SBC and stuff too, go for it. Having a full transfer list does nothing for you, though. It works against you in every imaginable way. Even if you leave part of it, you're working at a very inefficient level, too. Like, imagine these packs we're opening. If I saved all, like, my promo cards that we're getting, that'd fill up so quickly. And then the amount of time it would take until we'd have another dupe that we'd have to deal with. We get to the point where it's like every single pack we have to do something. Like, just from opening up these 89 exchanges, the amount of 85s and 86s that we haven't even really touched consistently just keeps stacking up. I kind of want to go back to the 87 and 88 exchange as well. Like, do 10 to 15 of the team of seasons a day, and then starting to add those back to the rotation. Crafty upgrades is 82 is okay to chuck in or save for Team of the Week upgrades. If you're already at the unlimited point, you don't even need to do Team of the Weeks anymore. Team of the Weeks are helpful to start crafting initial stuff, but you're going to hit a point where you have so many packs and so many things to deal with. Anything under an exchange, so 84s and below, I put all that into player picks or crafting upgrades. But if you want to do a little of both, you can do that as well. It's not going to hurt you either way. It's just preference at that point. Like I said, we're talking about when you're already to the unlimited number. They could add new exchanges for footies. They could always do that. Maybe a 90 plus. Maybe that's what the 85-10 will be in. They'll make it a 90 plus. You don't submit any gold commons to the 93 plus picks, or they were just dupes? I have no idea what you're talking about. What do you mean gold commons to the 93 plus picks? I don't do 93 plus picks. I don't know what the 93 plus pick is. Or are you talking to 83 plus picks? When I have gold commons, I use them, yes. But I don't try to get the exact number of like, oh, I only need X amount of rares. I end up having most rares anyways. No, you're good. I was just confused. What I do find, though, is if you've opened a bunch of 89 exchanges or you have a bunch of dailies you did, focusing on crafting upgrades to get a lot of the gold commons out of your club to clear them quicker is super helpful. If the issue you're running into is you're getting way more gold commons than gold rares low end to make like a player pick, like if I'm doing low to high, I have a bunch of 75 and 76 gold commons. But even then, doing like most recent mixing between ratings, you can set things to where it's pretty simple. Love you, bro. Love you too, man. What did we do before SBCs came out? If you go back on this channel week by week before these exchanges came out, it was like us doing a version of Unlimited, but the amount of work we had to do every single day was the most tiring, boring, disgusting grind in the world to then be alleviated by exchanges. And if you work that back all the way to the start of the game, we literally were always doing something. So whether it was like the initial player picks or 78 doubles or whatever initially came out at the start of the game, like the first few weeks, we'd put like hundreds of thousands of coins into gold commons for 300, store everything in our club, constantly flip, I think, other ones for 400 plus, make some player picks or packs as we're selling some. We do things like that. It's disgusting what you got to do early on in the game. And that's why I want to focus on liquid coins too before Team of the Year. Because although, like, if we get League SBCs relatively early, that'd be fun. I think having a set amount of League SBCs we do a day no matter what, and then we focus on coins after that would be the best balance. That way we don't have to go worry about, like, if we're unassigned on a really good investment or we're club stocking on a good investment. We can always have packs or picks ready to go. We could time that too, where if we get picks, I could have a club filled with like gold commons and gold rares, and we could do picks slowly over time as we do an unlimited unassigned pile. And then with the profit we make from something, we reinvest that into promo pack or something too. Another 89, another 88, another 88. Fun decisions to make, yes sir. Yo, link for the sub. Appreciate you. What's the grind? Unlimited exchanges into unlimited player picks into unlimited 92 plus team of the seasons. Unlimited crafting upgrades. We're just spamming everything and everything. I will never run out. And how? If you want the basics of our menu grind, it's the pinned video in chat. But it's very easy at this point to make unlimited packs. You just start opening an exchange and make some player picks, make some crafting upgrades, get more exchange cards, do your dailies. Once you get into it, it's pretty straightforward. Yeah, I'd take a look at that pinned video if you guys have never done a menu grind before, or you're new to kind of like how we do the menus. We got Holland is our best pull so far. And you just submit any like 89 to 91 cards into 89 exchanges? Yep. Anything that's 89 or higher, I usually submit. That's a dupe for specials specifically. So like if I have a promo card from this promo that I haven't packed yet, I'll store it in my club. But any dupes of those cards we'll put in the 89 exchange. But then any gold rares we'll put in. People still saying it's not unlimited. Like how? Because a lot of people don't do the daily stuff to build up to the point of unlimited. They do the flashy things like the player picks or the 89 exchange, which aren't the best in terms of just consistent grinding and building up to it. And once you kind of get them on the right track, it's hard to not see it. But you'd be surprised at how many people will skip the dailies, make like 5 to 10 player picks a day, try to do like some combo upgrades and then get stuck and not know what to do. But once you get past that, it's, like I said, smooth sailing. All right. Now, with what's in our club, we're going to keep building up crafting upgrades off a stream. Should I try to get to 2,000 crafting upgrades by tomorrow? Should that be my goal? While spamming player picks? Sweaters are like 5K and I have 10? Nice. Yeah, I made a crap ton of coins off consumables. We had another 50 League SBC runs from this weekend when I was gone. Tons of consumables with 5K. We still have a ton of stuff we haven't sold yet either. Like the lower end stuff. Alright, let's take a look at my dupe storage. Let's take a look at my fodder we have in the club for gold rares. Kind of get an idea where we're currently standing. So we're building up some higher end cards again. We can do some 89 exchanges. We'll have enough 88s to do at least one or two more team of the seasons. Got some 87 dupes. Crap ton of 86s and 85s are probably starting to pile up that we'd have to make into packs as well. Then if we take a look at the golds in our club, outside of like the newer promo cards, like I said, more 88s, more 87s, crap ton of 86s, crap ton of 85s, and then we could scroll endless amount of time. We could be here for probably 5 minutes and we won't get to the end of golds in our club. So very soon we should be able to make 100 plus player picks, but I think we'll build up to maybe 150 for tomorrow on stream as like a last hurrah before I'm gone for the weekend. So we'll keep just using our dupe storage for now. Let's keep opening 89 exchanges, and then we'll make a crap ton of the 85 and 86 exchanges, spam those, fill our club up even more, and go from there. 90, 88, 86, 86s, 85s, W. Easy, boys. So easy. Another 89, another 88. Cold. So it's Friday, pretty sure no Team 4. I don't know what Friday is. I'm not going to be here anyways. All I know is the crafting upgrades and all the shapeshifter related stuff ends in, what, 9 days? 9 days? So, in terms of the advertising, most things are still shapeshifters related throughout next week. The next week. So, a footies warm-up, probably Team 2 of the Euros cards, Path of Glories or whatever. I don't know. Something. And then footies is here. Because when does the season end, too? Does the season end in a week? Yeah, I saw it, WSM. Crazy day. It's Shapeshifters Team 4 or Best of Shapeshifters and Women's Euro Team 2 with Herberger, etc. Yeah. Honestly, they can't put Herberger in the team. That's one less 89 we're going to pack like every other few exchanges. That actually is going to hurt quite a bit. If she's in packs, that might not be a bad investment. Putting all your coins into 89 Herberger. Or at least buying a few. See why they did it, but we need to trade Kuzma. Yeah, I mean, Lillard's probably not going to play next season. If he does, he's going to be a partial player coming back from injury. So, realistically, you're not going to... If you're trying to build for next season, it makes sense, but overall, it could be risky. Supposedly... Gyökeres is extremely close to an agreement with Arsenal and would go until 2030. Just did 389 exchanges. Was that dumb or good? If you spent it with coins, that's probably dumb. If you did it with what you had in your club, that's really good. Saying he's a very limited player, but could work. But in Sesko, Sesko's still a baller. And Sesko will be a baller. Houston get Laird, it's over. Club, not coins? Yeah, if you're using your club, it's always a good option. Couldn't live without the Neymar Pro cards. We're getting a Thiago Silva back in the game before he becomes an icon. EA. I'm going to have to Evo Thiago Silva because I've never been able to Evo Thiago Silva. Yeah, dude, the amount of Mexican League too, League MX. Think about all the free agents that used to be in the game because they can have the leagues in the game. Think about all those deals you could get. Think about the amount of players Sunderland could sign. The Wonder Kids. Career mode Sunderland project will be OP for you. Yep, literally I'm going to buy Thiago Silva, make him captain. I'm going to go to the Brazilian league, find a young Brazilian center back to play behind him and learn from him. It's going to be wonderful. Other than Silva, who's your favorite ever player with no links to USA or Sunderland? That one's easy. Zlatan Ibrahimovic. You're also in talks to gain the rights to the Brazilian national team again, and the women's one. Ooh. Transfer news. Several Premier League clubs have shown interest in Simmons, including Newcastle. However, the player doesn't want to join them. Oh, man. Could Newcastle actually collapse? Like, I know it's all fun and games that no one wants to join them and some people are leaving. But could we actually see a collapse where everything they've built up slowly just goes down the drain? And they get really bad financial trouble? Get a financial fair play penalty and have a bad season without a scorer and potentially not get relegated, but slowly get to that point? We know why Willian's not on the market. I don't think I've ever seen Willian ever this year. No clue. Who does Willian even play for? Dude, I really hope Liverpool gets Isak. The thing that pissed me off about Isak's move to Newcastle was I actually liked him as a player. And I thought he'd be the Zlatan 2.0 of Swedish strikers. I was so excited to watch him, and then he made that move. Seeing Newcastle fans think they're big time because they got Saudi owners just pissing me off. So arrogant. Yeah, shite. I mean, it was one of those things where it feels like they were artificially building in many ways. And the biggest indicator was, like, the fan base wasn't keeping up with it. Like, a lot of the fan base, the way they treated the situation just felt like you had a lot of fake fans come out of nowhere. Not the money was there. Which, I guess, to a certain extent, is always going to be the case in any club. Club does better, club gets more resources, more people are going to come around. But, like, it was like the team had nothing to stand on. Then they signed some decent players, put some pieces together, got Champions League. We're playing decent football, to be fair. But it's like no one was... Everyone who watched them was hoping they would lose. Like, it wasn't an underdog story. It wasn't a tale of, like, building up. It was like, yeah, the way you're spending, you should be here. That's, like, the minimum expectation. Said to my mate who was an EAFC fan, was giving it the big one. You don't go from Matt Ricci to Mbappe. True, yes. PSR, exactly. And that's how Sunderland's able to build up right now. People say it's crazy that Sunderland just set the record for the most expensive signing of a relegated team or a championship team coming up that got promoted. But if you look at it, they spent less on the replacement of Job than they got for the sale of Job. On top of that, we've done nothing for the past 2 years other than buy players for extremely cheap and either sell them on for infinitely more than we bought them for or build them up. So, like, PSR, we are infinitely in the clear. And I don't know how Newcastle does contracts either, but we sign most people to 4 to 5 year contracts. And so that PSR gets shuffled throughout each year. So if you're spending 20, 30 mil on a player, and they're on 4 to 5 year contracts, so that's 4 or 5 a year. You have a whole lot of room there. Obviously, wages, too, play a part in it. If you're trying to attract players away from the big six, you might have to spend a little more. Or you're trying to attract players outside of the relegation zone. Probably want a little bit more security. Or if you're having them potentially go to Saudi League, you want to raise them a little bit, but you can't compete with $200K a week. Newcastle can't even spend because of PSR. They need to sell. Not only do they need to sell, if they don't sell, if they keep them, if they play their cards and say they value them the way they do, the contract he'd have to get, the wages, the value he would be as a player from PSR terms would hurt as well on the resale. Like, they're almost forced to sell him. Have Sunderland done any business? Yes. Enzo Lefebvre, we had a loan with option to buy from the winter time if we got promoted, or obligation to buy if we got promoted. So we got Enzo Lefebvre from Roma. We sold Job. Here, I can just pull up the transfer market thing if you want to see it. Or this too. Ronaldo's coming in soon. He's official, but Sunderland hasn't tweeted it yet. Habib, Job's replacement's in. Officially announced it today. Record-breaking signing for Sunderland. So technically 2 in so far, but realistically it's 3 in so far this window, with another 1 to 2 to be announced this week, and most likely 4 signings by the end of the week total. Would you take Calvert-Lewin? No, I do not want to take a striker from the English market, the Premier League market. The only strikers I want are League One strikers mainly right now. Van Aert would be the only exception. Van Aert, the Ukrainian, would be a good buy, but since the amount of money they want is raising, I think if you're going to spend 20 to 25 on a Ukrainian striker in the Ukrainian league versus spending 20 to 25 on a even younger French striker in League One that only has more and more room to grow, especially after a really good U21 tournament. Ablon, I think, is the obvious choice. Dan's breakout season? Dude, I would love to see Dan's do well. He had a perfect season for Sunderland. I never seen him do anything wrong in a Sunderland kit. Bruno G is so obviously going to Barca and Madrid soon. I could see that. Is Dan's going to be turning 20 now? Or how old is he? Dude, the thing I'm excited for, obviously huge signings for Sunderland would be nice, but still reinvesting into the academy. Sunderland swiping academy players left and right from City, from some other places, some foreign ones. On top of that, in addition to the the buys that make your starting lineup, you need to build from a championship side. Contract negotiations that keep people at the club who are already extremely proven in the championship is crucial. Getting Sirkin to sign a new deal, Dan Neal to sign a new deal, getting Mayenda to sign a new deal, Isidore potentially to sign a new deal. He has more time because we just signed him, but still on probably better wages. Trey Hume to sign a new deal. Ballard could use a new deal. Most likely will be one of those that's in between to potentially go eventually. But finding those like hidden gems for a few mil that can be rotation players, and if you go down, be the ones that will be in your squad next year for the championship. And Sunderland's already looking at a Lorient player who fits that perfect range. International experience, 3 to 5 mil they could get him for. Already has, I think, League One experience for Lorient. League Two experience at over, I think, 40 games this season, where he had a 7.4, I think, foot mob rating. Like, putting those pieces together are crucial. And I think that's infinitely better than doing the Ipswich route of buy a full team of championship-proven players and hope they can make the leap to Premier League. We'll see their longer-term project, what that does, because I think they'll be well-suited for the championship this year, obviously. If they go right back up and they have the money from Delap and maybe some other sales, they could have a go at it a little different, but I'm just not a big fan of the teams that go up and down consistently and don't really show any ambition or play it too safe. I think you can take a risk, but also do it in a smart way. Like Sunderland's risk. Sunderland will be spending a lot. They will not be in trouble with PSR, but they'll be spending a lot. But the resellability of them, if they don't make it and they go back down to the championship, they're in a perfectly fine position. If anything, they're in an insanely good position too. Force have a very rich owner, spent big, and it worked, but not all teams have the luxury. Yeah, that's why PSR is so crucial, right? Teams don't have the luxury, but if you're in the championship and you're buying players for 250 to 500K, or you're getting loans with options to buy, you give them play time, you give them growth, you give your youth academy players a chance, you create a culture where you have players develop, and even if you do sell them on, that club's going to remember that the next time they want to loan someone out or sell someone. And that's going to attract players who want to come there too. Like, hey, they're not ready for the Prem. Let's go to the championship to a squad that will develop me. And I have no fear that they're going to try to hold on to me. They'll allow me to leave for a certain price. Like, that's another reason why I feel like Sunderland, out of the 3 relegation teams, probably feels relatively attractive. Is like Job's the perfect example. Job came in. He was only supposed to be at Sunderland for a year. We had a gentleman's agreement with Job where realistically if offers came into a certain range, he would be free to leave. But we talked to him after the first season and said, hey, listen, if you stay for this whole next season, this is the amount we're expecting to get from you. You're going to develop at this rate. And like ultimately, we hope you'll lead us back to the Premier League. But please don't leave like in the winter. That'd be stupid for both player and club. And they did it. He stayed. He got them promoted to the Premier League, was player of the season, and then on top of that, was free to walk out the door. And then instantly right after, he becomes a record sale. We spend less than we sold him for to get a record replacement that has potentially an even higher ceiling. Currently really struggling with the bidding filter? Yep, because now is the worst time to do it. The 6-hour period leading up to new content and the 3-hour period after new content is usually the best time. Anything after that or before is relatively slow. Knob like all day. I had no issue today winning about 50% of the cards for 86s for 750, 800 coins. So I don't know what the struggle was if you're doing it earlier. Now, if you're trying to win 87s and 88s and 89s also in that range for super cheap, the 87s and 88s already have a minimum value because of the team of seasons. So those are going to be infinitely harder to catch on. And then most people have picked up on 89s by now. Prem hates Everton. PSR really screws teams if they spend big and don't qualify for CL. Yeah, you just got to be smart with it though, right? Like, obviously Nottingham Forest is a different situation compared to like other teams when it comes to surviving relegation and like them building. But still, if you're... I guess the question becomes when you're then getting close to Champions League, what's the caliber of player you have to buy? It's a slow workup. You can't organically have just a huge rise of success. Can't be a team that, like, for the first time in ages places top 6, and then you think you have top 6 money. You still got to build up, even if you overperform for a season. Do you have a new filter? I'm only seeing 83s and 84s. Nope. Same filters. Keep recycling. I'm assuming most 86s are 1,000 and above right now. I could be wrong. If that's the case, that's probably playing a part of it too. The time Chelsea have spent 1.9 billion, EAFC have spent 76 million. Guess who gets a point deduction? Woo! If you guys are enjoying the stream, do me a favor, smack that like button, dudes. Subscribe if you're new. Appreciate you guys hanging out. We'll be live for a while yet. Not going anywhere. And under no circumstances, build a new stadium and regenerate an entirely deprived part of your base city or monsters. I don't know how you can... So, Sunderland's starting to make investments. They usually fix their Academy of Light. So their practice facilities. They usually like redo the pitches ever so often. They're building another one. They're upgrading some stuff in the Stadium of Light as well. They'll have like more and more projects they take on. I'm curious though if they would ever expand the Stadium of Light if they stay up though, and like how much that would cost. So you haven't spent 76 mil? That's a minus net spend, so money made. Yeah. Another promo card. Look who it is. I need to pee so bad. I need to pee and make a coffee, man. I'll be right back. Not going anywhere. I'll load out the whole room. Never go alone. He said, curse that falling angel. While I'm scraping up the secret survivor. Turn to, I'm puffing on your virtue, just to wear my crown. Take up all you ought to, the autumn wind will blow through. Alright, we're back, boys. Sorry about that. Where were we? Oh yeah. Unlimited packs and picks. Easy. Now my head is getting tangled. $50 player picks, here we come. Should we go to Pale Tools and see how many we can make till we get banned? And just spam. Mumbo, other than my mother, have you pulled anyone good in the last week? Team of the season Holland is probably my best pull. Rofo. Yeah, I feel like Everton's going to be screwed to a certain extent no matter what. Everton has, what, a ton of people leaving too this season? They got to replace? It's going to be an interesting spot. Now my head is getting tangled. Alright. Pale Tools time, baby. Let's go. Never mind. Let's not go. We have 14 players at the moment at the club. We have a big rebuild, but proper owners now. So realistically, with 14 players at the club, how many are leaving on freeze versus like how much money you're making off of sales for the summer? Because like PSR wise, that's going to matter too, right? Oh, you know what we can do? We could probably get rid of all our 85s and 86s now. Oh, no, don't tell me this is starting to pop up again. Second we come back in. Cooked! We're so cooked. Alright, any late night rumors? Any late night drama? Any late night signings or links? Beans has been released from Toronto Ultra. Interesting. Have you guys seen the clips of people playing football in boxing gloves? And you'd have to like dribble while like punching at the same time. We're fine for BSR at the moment to spend a decent chunk because we've paid off the stadium and it's complete. We got screwed on that. PL, let Spurs count it separately to PSR. There's a... Yeah. So how much money do you think you realistically have to spend if you would hit like no more player sales? How much could you spend in this window? $150 mil? Okay. feel like Sunderland will be right around 150 to 180 with no more player sales. They probably could get away with 200 because of their player sales and their previous PSR windows. Best poll from this week's team, Rolfo, probably. Now my head is getting low, and I gave up on my body, let it rot. Sounds a lot, but we haven't spent for 9 transfer windows, essentially, and have 14 players. So need to be smart in how we finance deals. If we do that, we can probably do 200 to 250 mil worth of recruitment. Yeah, if you guys can get decent length contracts, potentially some loan with options to buy. So I'm curious to see if Sunderland hits the loan market at all. Yo, thank you for the sub, whoever just subbed. Appreciate it. I'm curious to see if Sunderland would hit the loan market. Like, if they could get a big player deal, but it would have to be like a loan with an obligation to buy at a certain price if they stay up. Like, honestly, for Guendouzi, Sunderland probably wants Guendouzi for 30, 35 mil. Become another record signing. But, who is it, Marseille he's at right now? I can't remember. Probably won't want to give him up unless it's 40, 45 mil with also some additional add-ons. It would have to be something like loan with the obligation to buy if Sunderland stays up for 45 mil plus the add-ons. Because I don't see something like that for any less. Yeah, I'm so excited for the season. And like I told you guys a million times, but it's so nice to finally be back to the Prem. The amount of people in our streams, I feel like we have a very diverse group of people who support different clubs, to where it's like every single week is going to be Sunderland playing someone in chat's club, and there's going to be like a passion there for it. I'm super excited for that. Like, when Sunderland plays Everton, there's that. When Sunderland plays United, Arsenal, Liverpool, Newcastle. Gives meaning to every game. For the rights, new 5-year deal is huge for us, too, in my opinion. Just need guys' new contract to be confirmed. Be so important. Sunderland's looking at a Everton player right now. Was it Dukare? However you say it. Did he just leave on a free? Is he a free agent now? Probably has crazy wage demands would be my guess. Probably why I didn't stay at Everton, maybe. I think he's 32 now as well. He left, yeah. He's so important even at 36. He's a freak of nature. How do you feel about Job leaving after game promotion? I expected him to take his own path, but it seems like he wants to go the same way as his brother. I mean, there's nothing wrong with wanting to have Job on the back of your jersey, to not be referred to as your brother, while also making smart career path choices. I think people watching from the outside expect him to take a different route than Dortmund, and they think him going to Dortmund is a carbon copy of his brother. I think that was the best option for him, specifically for Champions League, for the league itself he'd be in, for his connections already at the club. It's not just because his brother played there. His family has connections of people who work there. So that transition was a lot easier than learning a whole new club. There's a culture there that you're already grown up in, which makes you developing a lot easier than having to start essentially at square one. And I think at the Club World Cup is shown he's been able to hit the ground running. I think from Sunderland's perspective, as much as they would have loved to keep him, I think if you're a team fighting relegation and every penny matters, and getting a huge sale for PSR not only gives you more money to work with, it has the compounding effect where the money for Job gets a Job quality player, or potentially even better, 5 or 6 of them. Because if you put them on 5-year deals, that PSR is year by year. not the whole sum at once. So getting a Job sale is huge. But also, too, what that does is it shows, like, hey, Sunderland didn't pressure him to stay. So if someone else is wanting to come to Sunderland, they're like, hey, I would love to come here. I'd love to progress. But I'm afraid they're going to try to keep me in this contract and not allow me to leave. Now it's shown, like, hey, you can come here. We can have gentlemen's agreements. And obviously we'd want you to stay. But if you go, we're not just going to bend over. Like, at first, they wanted, like, 20 mil for Job. Earlier in the season, people did not want to spend more than 20, 25 mil. Then that number went up to 30. Then went to 35 plus add-ons plus a selling clause. So it became like the perfect kind of solution to, I wouldn't even say problems, but it came the perfect solution just in terms of every party being able to walk out with the best kind of bit of business they could get. Never watched a lot of him. He's actually a class player. All I see is brain dead takes on Twitter. The people who have a problem with Job have a problem with Real Madrid. That's really the big deal at the end of the day. People who hate Real Madrid, hate Jude, and have another person to hate now. Or shitpost about, essentially. I don't think people truly... The people who don't rate Job haven't watched Job enough. The people who say he's his brother as an insult of whether it's just following in his footsteps or running away from the Prem is the thing being used right now. Like, they're all afraid of the Premier League. That's another thing, too. I think it's a lot of clubs in the Big Six in the Prem that desperately want Job to join them, and they're upset, or they wanted Jude to join them, and they're upset that they didn't. And then those same clubs were also the ones after Job wanting Job to join them, and Job turned them down, let alone leaving Sunderland. That's a whole different ordeal. He turned down 3 or 4 Premier League clubs that were after him. Oh, I rate him extremely highly. If you look at how much he's progressed as a player, from his limited game time at Birmingham, his first season, after he got out of their academy, to then the game time he got at Birmingham, but knew it probably wasn't the best system for him. When he switched to Sunderland for those 2 seasons, he got a lot of game time in a potential playoff squad. Didn't have a good season in terms of Sunderland didn't have a good season, that 23, so didn't end up working out the best, but he developed a crap ton, and then obviously became player of the season and was a huge part of how Sunderland got promoted. Was the perfect resume builder. I rate him extremely highly. He, I think, is already continuing to develop. I think physicality-wise, the championship's a very physical league, and him getting really physical at a young age and also growing and getting stronger and bigger, this is going to suit him extremely well in the Bundesliga. The question is, though, where does he go after that? Real Madrid's already interested in him. They've been interested in him at the same time the Prem teams do. I'd love to see him come back to the Prem one day. But I think he'll be a season or 2 at the Bundesliga with Dortmund, getting better there. And then who knows? But Sunderland get a certain percentage of that sell on anyway, so even more money there. Curry will pop up with the odd goal, but it is like playing with 10 men, technically miles off it and no football brain. You want 120 a week, and we offered 65. Yeah, that's like Saudi League all over it. Amortize is the term you think you mean? What, the not at once, the over the course of the contract? Yeah. That's why Chelsea has so many players that they're able to spend, is they get them on 8-year contracts. So if they spend 80 million, that's 10 mil a year. So if they have a bunch of Saudi League sales and a bunch of other flips and they have 200 million to work with, that 200 million can get stretched a crap ton. Which honestly, in general, if you're looking at depth, trying to buy hidden gems, pieces off the bench, not just spending it all on your starting 11, that's an extremely beneficial way to make a crap ton of money. But you got to be careful with that too. You got to invest properly. Sunderland spends a lot on their academy. We'll spend a crap ton on obviously trying to get their starting 11 better, but it's those in-between hidden gems that I'm super excited for. Some that didn't even get a chance in the championship that I'm excited for. To watch them get loaned out potentially too. Now the question's Chris Rigg. Chris Rigg was already worth 35 to 40 mil. I wonder how much Chris Rigg will play this season and how much that will affect how much he's worth. Oh, it isn't? It was in the first window, but now it's because they sold the women's team and hotels they already own themselves? No, I'm understanding that. I'm saying, I guess I should reword that. I'm not saying that's the reason they're able to do it. I know those other things play a big part of it too. I'm saying the idea, though, of signing players to long-term projects, understanding that they might go up in value, but how it also allows you to spend more. Yes, but you're right, there is a fine balance with that. They have all the other stuff too. Chelsea are clear by the PSR, but not necessarily financial fair play for UEFA. Oh, really? Yeah, I'll have to look up that pod. Yeah, there's a ton they'll probably be losing some money on, for sure. Yeah, Mudryk one will be interesting. How long he's banned for, what he's banned from. If you could sell him, how much you could get. Oh! 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 No shot. No shot. However, Sunderland could have a decisive advantage thanks to the presence on the bench of Regis Lebré, a French coach whose technical project could convince... how do we even say his name? I'm just going to call him Mick. To choose England. After a difficult few years, Sunderland have no intention of returning to the lower leagues. The plan is clear. Invest heavily in the transfer window to consolidate their stay in the Premier League and aim for ambitious results. Mick, who has performed well in recent seasons, is considered an ideal profile. Please. Please. Mick or Tadze? Is that how you say it? Mick or Tadze? I will know it exactly if he joins Sunderland. If he doesn't join Sunderland, I will then learn it exactly to purposely say it wrong. Either way. Dude, if we could sign... I hate getting my hopes up, but at the same time, too, it's crazy how much another, 5 to 10 mil can get you. But also, too, I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to the championship at all. The money that people are spending on strikers in the championship is disgusting. Unproven English strikers, recycled, reused, garbage strikers going for 5 to 10 mil. You got American strikers that aren't even good from the MLS Darby's in for one of one of USA's national team strikers who plays in the MLS. He's all right. He's not great. They want $8 million plus for him, and they turned it down. They said, "No, that's not enough. We want more." Brother, that's highway robbery. Take it and run. Chelsea have spent in 1 year more than Everton has in 147 years, even adjusted for inflation. Bit mad. What's crazy is I feel like the gap's only going to get larger. I feel like the more and more, there's going to be more and more distance between the gap between Championship and the Prem. And then each league below it, there's going to be more and more too. Dude, it's going to suck. I think one thing, though, that will be interesting is I think there's going to be a lot of... How do I word this? Although it's in the nature right now that the 3 relegated teams usually go back up, and then the 3 teams that go back up usually come back down. Usually 2 of the 3 will forever plunge back and forth. You look at the likes of Norwich, Stoke, West Brom, Sunderland for a bit, obviously, but I'm not including League One drops. I'm mainly focusing on teams in the Championship. Should have went back up, but don't. Maybe miss off on playoffs, or they get automatic promotion 1 year, go back down, think they're going to get automatic promotion, don't, lose in playoffs, stuck in the Championship. I think it's going to reach to a point where there's going to be enough Championship teams that go up to the Prem but then come back down, that differ each year, where they're not going to spend stupidly and have the parachute payments to a certain extent, where you're going to see a decent bit of money spread across the Championship. But I think that's still going to take a little bit of time. That'd be interesting, though. It seems like teams are spending more. Where's Derby getting their money from? Who did Derby sell that they can be spending upwards of 10 mil on a striker? They're making some decent free agent signings. They're getting former Sunderland player, center back, Danny Bath, bit of experience, was playing for Blackburn as well. We announced our women's team. We'll play at Goodison. Now we have a new stadium. I hope we stick it to the PL and sell it for like £1 trillion. That'd be sick, wouldn't it? And then sell our women's team to ourselves too. I think the day Everton gets relegated is going to be a very sad day for football in general. Yeah, Habib had over 100 matches at Racing, and he was the captain. Absolute baller. I can't wait to watch him play. The only thing that sucks is him and some other players will probably be at AFCON. So during the hard winter stretch for Sunderland, there might be some key players that are unavailable, which would suck, but also I'd rather have that than the alternative of not having the player at all. Who do you guys think is going to be the team that underperforms the most in the Premier League this season? Whether through like the signings they've already had, the amount they're spending, versus like maybe recent performances. Who's going to underperform the most? Like, for example, Man U, I don't think Man U can underperform in the sense of they already have extremely low expectations. I think anything for them better than where they were last season, which was bottom of the table, towards relegation zone. If they finish mid-table or above, I think that's a good season for them to continue building in a more positive direction. Obviously, they need to get types of European football to secure a certain amount of finances, but Who do you guys think is going to... I think Newcastle could be one of those that slowly deteriorates throughout the season. And I'd be curious to see how many come in this summer and how many leave in the winter. Hey, Melva, so what's the thought behind opening the 89 exchange instead of smaller ones first? I've been trying to save exchanges for footies, but running out of cards. What's the thought? Like, are you asking me if you do that, is that a good idea? If you're running out of packs in general, or exchanges in general, I'd ask the question, what are you doing that's not building up in a positive direction? Maybe you have to include a different part of the grind in. Or if you're wanting to save some stuff, you can take shortcuts and be like, make infinite 86s while also making profit on them. You could just build those every single day by mass bidding on 86s and flipping for good money. So you could have coins, you could have packs, and then you could build up 89s. You could build up promo cards in your club so that when footies comes, you have a lot to pull from as well. Bunch of different ways you can go. Doing crafting upgrades into exchanges. You could probably drop the Team of the Week upgrades at this point. If you want to do some for the dailies, that makes sense. But if you're sticking for the crafting upgrade, or for the Team of the Week upgrade, 11 cards in to get an 84 plus rated card, you could stick 7 cards in for a player pick and have basically a similar chance at an 84 plus anyways, with a chance of promo cards, with a chance of other pulls. That would be probably one of the substitutes I'd start making, especially next week if we get a 82 plus 1 of 4 again and it's only 5 cards needed. That's going to be infinitely clear of Team of the Week picks. So you open... Oh, I'm not specifically trying to open the 89 over the 85. My issue is I have so much in my club that I have to clear stuff. So I'm opening the 89s to store as many cards in my club as possible and then clear my dupe storage into 85s, 86s, Team of the Seasons, so that I can build up another 100 to 150 player picks all at once with all this stuff in my club, while also recycling into more exchanges. It's not because I'm purposely thinking the 89 is better to focus on. It's just I kind of go back and forth between everything. Tell me about it. My dad, the reason me and my brother support EFC. God love him. He said last year the PL can try all they want with corruption. We are the unflushable turd of the PL. Brother, that is probably the best way I've ever heard Everton described. That's brilliant. So you put 83s and 84s into PPs? I put everything 84 and under into player picks and crafting upgrades. On stream, you'll see me do it crafting upgrades, but office stream, I don't know what we were at last time you were in here. Maybe 1,000, maybe below 1,000, maybe like 800. I am up to almost 1,500 crafting upgrades, and probably before these go away, I could most likely double this number and get it to over 2,500. Just because the amount we spam these, put them back in, the amount of fodder we get out of it, the amount of exchanges we make, the amount of exchanges we put back in. It's truly never ending. But no, I'm trying to think. I think City will be good. I think they'll be found out a little bit defensively on that left side. But I think they'll be able to balance it out with attacking power enough where they'll see out games. Could drop them some crucial points for a Premier League title race. But if it comes down to something like goal differential, how much they potentially concede could hurt them. Ederson sounds like he wants to stay, right? He was looking kind of shaky. Holland made that comment. Wanting, what, Banu to come to the Prem and play for them? That'll be interesting to see if... oh, Job is starting against Monterey. Let's go. A little more than an hour till that match starts. I'll watch that while I do cardio. I think Brentford get relegated. I think Brentford, Wolves, Everton, if you guys don't rebuild properly. but I think you guys would be safe no matter what. I think Wolves, if they don't replace. I think Brentford, if they don't replace, are teams that are at risk. Why aren't you opening the 86 exchanges? I am. I'm just not to them yet. I think we and Wolves will be fine. West Ham and Brentford, the established teams, will be in trouble. I'm curious to see how low they can get. Oh, he's coming to my place. Let's go. Dude, I get driven to my camping trip and I don't have to park my car somewhere else. W. Absolute W. Let's go! New one! Cold! Should I do some autistic science again? I didn't even read the rest of it, and I already want you to do it. I'm curious if I put 250 players into 84 Team of the Weeks and 250 players into PPs, what would give me the most 85 pluses? So if you're going to do that, you should calculate the math out also for how many golds you used in each, the average rating or things like that too, if you really want to get nerdy. And the reason why I bring that up is when we get to what I assume is going to be a repeat of the 82 plus 1 of 4 player picks for next week, the calculation might change because you're going from Team of the Week using 11 golds where you have to have the rating average out to an 83 to see how many 85 pluses you get versus 7 cards of any rating as long as you have a minimum amount of gold rares, which usually most people have way more gold rares than gold commons anyways. How many gold rares that would take and the likelihood of you getting other stuff, promo cards across the way. But then switching from the 83 plus player pick to the 82 plus player pick, you're now using 2 less cards per pick. So the more in bulk you do it, if you're doing 100, 200, 250, some people are doing 1,000 plus in a week, that infinite recycle is going to be a lot easier and a lot more appealing. So the question's not going to be, is it worth it to do a 83 plus team of the week versus an 82 plus team of the week? The question's going to be, I think, more down to, in bulk, which one is going to be better, the 83 plus player pick or the 82 plus player pick? Is the average rating that you're getting the 82 plus player pick that much worse than the 83? And if it is, how often are you getting an exchange card from that? Because getting a 1 of 4, I argue, is much of better chance, especially with 2 less cards needed, that it ends up averaging out to about the same roughly. But I feel like I get way more pulls too. But also that being said, 83 plus player picks have been really good to me for exchange fodder, especially 89 pluses. So just player picks become more and more clear as time goes on. But yeah, I'd be interested to hear how that experiment goes. Get nerdy, dude. Do the Twitter post, do the thread, document it, make an Excel file, make a spreadsheet, update it live, do what you got to do. Well, my grind right now, I'm incorporating the Team of the Week pack. I'm just curious to right now, what's the best between the two? I think, oddly enough, the best thing about the Team of the Week pack over crafting upgrades and over player picks is SBC bans. If you think about it from the perspective of just maybe clearing what's in your dupe storage or in your club, being able to submit 11 players at a single time versus 9 players, or if it's a player pick, depending on the week, 7 or 5 players, you're going to get rid of the cards on your transfer list or your dupe storage and in your club a lot faster with way less SBCs submitted. So if you're getting to the point of SBC ban on every device every single day, I think that's going to be crucial. So I would argue the best use of Team of the Weeks won't even come down to the amount of exchange cards you get out of it. It would be if I'm going to try to get rid of my dupe storage like I am right now, although I'm enjoying making a player pick every time I open a pack, making a few player picks, I should probably focus on Team of the Weeks for those. Even now, the 83 Plus is essentially 1.5 times more craftable than the Team of the Week in pure player count. Yep. But there's now something to argue with diversity. If you're doing Team of the Seasons and you're struggling to get all the gold rares for 88s, I've noticed I get a lot of duplicate promo cards or extra Herbergs 89s where I might chuck an 89 into the 88 if I'm trying to get it done quicker. But if I started incorporating Team of the Weeks back in, I'd probably get a crap ton of 88 Team of the Weeks that I wouldn't have to worry about being a dupe. That would help kind of even that out a little bit more. Put up to 83 rares or non-rares. Don't care. PP 84s only. I've even been... Don't do what I'm doing for this. I've been missing the dailies. I haven't been doing the combo upgrades, and I haven't been doing the... was it the 86 plus PP? I missed these yesterday. Because we had so many packs to open, and I wasn't putting time towards it. So we should probably do this right now. Do we have Team of the Weeks? I could use Team of the Seasons, but yeah, I have no Team of the Week, so I probably should make 5 Team of the Week upgrades, and whatever we get, use it. Finally got Dybala today. I got Dybala too. Nice. You know what? Should I see? Okay. We have too many projects going on at the same time. We need to submit. We need to commit to one. I know I can get to 2,500 crafting upgrades. I also think if I just degenerately spam these back into crafting upgrades and player picks, and did my mass bidding on 86s and flipping these, I could maybe get to 500 plus of the 8120s. But the question has to be asked, is there any reason to do that other than proving that we can do it? Is there any actual use for that where logically it makes sense? I don't know. Okay, I'm just going to make... Let's do this. We'll do storage first, 83s and 84s. We'll make... Team of the Week packs. Then we'll use all. Using Footnext probability stats, doing 84 plus Team of the Week packs is more effective to get solely 85 pluses. Yeah. It probably would be. But the question becomes, in bulk, how far do you want to take that? Because, like, low end, you could make a case one way or another. But if we're talking now to 500 to 1,000 of an SBC throughout, a 48-hour period, I still think doing all of them together is the best outcome. I don't think it's picking and choosing. I think having a mix of Team of the Weeks, a mix of player picks, a mix of crafting upgrades, a mix of exchanges will always be better in the long run. But, again, if you hear me make a definitive claim or we're really set in stone in some way, a lot of the time it just comes down to preference. And for me, crafted upgrades are a huge preference. But they're also extremely useful. And I feel like I put enough of you guys on where you'd agree to a certain extent of how good craftings can be. should we save Team of the Week packs again? Should we just constantly, when we have dupes, when we're recycling exchanges, just build these up? Not open them yet, but build them up. That would help us get rid of... Yeah, I think you guys convinced me. We're back to Team of the Weeks. My mind has changed once again. Because now I'm thinking of just from a standpoint of clearing storage and club faster. Also, the additional Team of the Seasons that I'm making after I open this without really having to think about it either would be crucial. But even then, I'm now thinking of the Team of the Seasons. I don't really need any of the Team of the Seasons. What, I'm going to pack a Team of the Season Mbappe? It's going to get less playtime than my Team of the Year Mbappe, who I already don't use. Okay, 329 cards into PP's done. That's 47 PPs. I'll open, and then it'll be 330 cards into Team of the Weeks for 30 Team of the Week packs. Okay, let me know how that goes. Probably get an 88 plus Team of the Week, 1 in every 10 to 15. Yeah, I'd be curious. But I'm also, the reason why I bring up is, do we really need a Team of the Season, is if we're doing the Team of the Season as a way to get additional liquid coins when we don't even need coins, the best focus of that would be League SBCs for liquid coins, always. Or just flipping 86s and other things like that, special card flipping. I think that's infinitely clear. But if we're doing Team of the Season as a way to mix it up, have some fun, sweet. I could see maybe doing 5 to 10 a day. After that, though, I think putting the 86s or the 87s and 88s back into the exchanges, especially during footies, will be infinitely more beneficial. Now, this goes away in, what, 2 days? So Friday will be gone. It's not like it's necessarily potentially coming back. It could be a one and done. But I think focusing on completely exchanges, focusing on just the promo cards, but also making Team of the Week packs as a way to get more fodder to get the promo cards in exchanges would be a healthy balance. Oh, the question now becomes, what's the best SBC to make on console versus Pale Tools versus Companion app? I think Team of the Week packs on console, exchanges on Pale Tools, and then player picks and crafting upgrades on the Companion app would probably be the best use of time for every single thing. I haven't been doing Team Season upgrades. Just 5 runs of League SBCs per day or so. But I have 4 million coins. God Squad, so eased off. Only use Acuna, Coates, Ledesma, and the 77 fella from exchanges. Nice. By the 77 fella, are you referring to the Sudamericana legend, Moreno? Or is it a different 77? Alright, so now 83s and 84s are kind of crucial. We're not going to have as many dupes, and we're constantly going to be using them. So the 83 plus player pick becomes useful as well, even more. Clearing like the low end stuff. Still going to keep the storage use of just storage. Go through these first. Keep as many gold cards in the club as possible, because I still want to make a crap ton of player picks for you guys tomorrow. Five. If you want a tip, I do 30 PPs on each gen. Log in to Pale Tools and use all my templates to build all exchanges, etc. in the team of the week. Then log in and hit submit on each console. Really efficient. It helps bands. Honestly, that's not a bad idea. That's probably something I need to do a better job on, is doing one of each. That's extremely smart. And probably a good way to clear your dupe storage, your club. As I get SBC, Ben. Yeah, League SBCs, that was really nice. I remember doing that for League SBCs for a bit. Is I would put all the teams in but not submit. And then go to my phone or console and hit submit. Yeah, have it all lined up and then, yeah. Submit on console. Peter, thank you for the sub, buddy. Appreciate you, dude. Sports to the game. Alright, yeah, let me go to Pale Tools real quick before we go back and try to set that up. Peter, how's it going, buddy? Alright, so we can start incorporating those back in. You're doing good? That's good, bud. Are we even SBC band still? We are. Dude, we have multiple rounds of 88s we could do as well. Look at all the 87s, dude. Because we build up 87s so much quicker than 86 or 88s. Got a ton there as well. By the way, on Pale Tools has found a feature. After crafting 2K crafting upgrades, you can sort the packs by most completed, so you don't have to scroll down. The exchanges, PPT of the week, PP. You can sort the packs by most completed. Like, have it show up as most completed in the upgrade or favorite section. Oh, the sort by here. More completed first, newly added first, close expiration more times completed first. Nice. All right, what do I have for... I don't have anything set for this. Edit SBC, select the template. Oh no. Let's do to the week. Add. We'll just do 83s, 84s, gold rare, ignore position, SBC storage, most recent. Boom. To the week, add an SBC. Team of the week. Use. Put those in as well. You could probably do this with everything. Put like one of those in too, but I don't want to use what's in my club, sadly. So we'd have to mess with that a bit. Oh, what's up, buddy? Yo, Mo, it's been so long. I haven't played FIFA in ages. Just started getting back into it. How are you doing? I'm doing fantastic, Owen. How have you been, brother? We're grinding like crazy. Sorry to clarify. I load into old gen Xbox X1, submit 1 SBC on console, then log in on app, do 30, log out, set up template, log into old gen, submit, then I switch to next gen, do 1 console SBC, rinse, repeat. Dang. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to take that off for the day. Dino 97 out of the 83 PP. Dino's not even in packs, is he? Well, that was last week, right? Nice bait, dude. Good one, brother. You ain't getting me, though. Another 88. Cold! Gold, storage, max of, we'll do 82s. Your position, yes. We're going to have so many golds in our club again. I can't wait. Question. So has a team 4 of shapeshifters been confirmed for Friday? I know we're not getting footies until the following week. But is it like a Path to Glory team 2 and a shapeshifters team 4? I don't think I've seen like any leaks for what's coming Friday. Another 87. Brilliant. Nothing left to turn to. I'm puffing on your virtue. Just to wear my crown. Kavicha. Good pull. All right. Oh, we out of these yet? Can I start making opening the 8120s? Almost. The funny thing with every grind today is we haven't even touched the crafting upgrade recycle yet. If anything, ooh, you know what? I think I just got a better idea. I'm not saying that I'm not going to have 100+ player picks ready to go for the Wednesday stream. What I will say, though, is I think I'm going to run an experiment without saying what I'm doing behind the scenes before that. I think this one could be really interesting. Now my head is getting single. Gave up on my body, let it rot. Think he wants my spot, and I know I'm gonna raise him. Almost thinking that I forgot. Ooh, Casillas, Cold Icon 97 duplicate. Get into my 89 exchange, brother. The peepees are hidden. Slapping, dude. Alright, we'll go for another, like, 15 minutes, probably. We'll keep recycling here, and then I gotta go get ready for my workout and watching the Dortmund game, where I'm going to be on the treadmill, spamming the ever-living crap out of packs and grinding off stream. Don't you worry. I need to finish my coffee. How far is Minocqua? Oh. It's shorter than I thought. 37. Brilliant. What else we got? Are we out of them yet? We still have a 50-player pack. I'm out of the... Yes, we're out of the 75 plus times 20s. Thank goodness, dude. Now my head is gold. Another 84. You know what would be interesting? With the amount of packs I have right now, if I didn't touch crafting upgrades, but essentially, if I opened all my exchange packs, how many more exchanges do you guys think I could make from what I have here? The fodder already in my club. How many crafting upgrade packs could I get to before I even tried to open all the crafting upgrades back into more exchanges, back into more crafting upgrades? I need to do that so much more often off stream, man. Oh. Okay. No more saving up. 80 on 20's got to go. Got to recycle them as much as possible. Gave up on my body, let it rot. Okay, so now we could start incorporating this, I guess. Doing the same thing. Now crafting upgrades instead of player picks to clear these faster. $83.20. Wow. Lots of walkouts. Yeah, so I think I'm going to do 10 plus Team of the Seasons a day. And then once we do that, make a bunch of upgrade packs with the exchanges of all the leftover 87s and start building up 88s again. And then just recycle these back into more exchanges. Let it rot. Okay. What do we have the most of dupe storage-wise? I feel like 86 are probably building up again. Dude, look at all the dupe promo cards. Oh, all the 87s. Yeah, yeah. Should we low-key start holding the promo cards? It'd be fun. 87s. Give up on my body, let it rot. Think you want my spot. Fabrizio Romano, here we go. Sunderland to sign Messi and Ronaldo to 15-year contracts. Wow. W. Let it run. Habib, I'm so excited to watch him. Dude's gonna be a baller, man. How many 87s did I have? Jeez. E6 as well. Oh, Semenyos signed a new contract to Bournemouth till 2030. W, man. Former Sunderland player. Back when we were in League One. Alright, those are clear. We're to 88s now. I didn't make these already. I can't remember if I did. Now my head is getting single. Gave up on my body. Let it rock. All right, how many 89s do we have? Perfect amount. Now 85s. So you figure all these extra exchange packs we're making, all the ones we have yet to open, all the cards in my club under 82 rated. I could go even into crafting upgrades. Wild. Yeah, I really want to push that number as high as possible. That's my goal now. Crafting upgrades to the moon. Alright, that's going to be it for today, boys. If you did enjoy, do me a favor, smack the like button, subscribe if you're new. We will be back Wednesday, 4 hours after new content. And just a reminder, if you're new to the channel or you haven't been around a lot, I have camping trips coming up. So this weekend is 4th of July and Friday, Independence Day in the United States. I'll be gone Thursday. You won't see a stream. Friday I'll be gone. Saturday I'll be gone. And then we come back Sunday. But like last week when I was coming back Sunday, most likely won't have a stream that day. So the next time after Wednesday you'll see me live is most likely Monday again. So it'll be already to the start of either Team 4 of Shapeshifters. It'll probably be Team 2 of a Path of Glory type of thing. But we will be back for footies, the start of footies. And I'm planning to, behind the scenes, grind like crazy. Get us in a position where no matter what comes out during footies, we can grind even crazier than we've already been doing. So if that's even crazier exchanges or they bring those back, sweet. If they remove exchanges, we'll have a bunch of packs saved up anyways. If they bring them out and it's harder requirements, we'll still be able to grind. Regardless of what happens, we'll be ready. So take it easy. We'll see you guys tomorrow or today, depending on what time it is for you guys. God bless. Have a good rest of your day.